In 2013 in Ferguson, out of 5,384 traffic stops, 4,632 were African Americans. What puzzles me is just why so many people are being pulled over in the first place. To find out, I'm meeting Brendan Rodiger, a political activist and human rights lawyer. The offices may look quite corporate, but he's protested on the streets of Ferguson himself and is still dealing with the cases of those arrested during the protests.
This look like the right place. Brendan, hello.
Hi, Brendan Rodiger.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Nice
Shall I sit here?
Yeah, wherever you want, man.
This is it's a little unnerving sitting in a legal office. I feel like I should have some problems. From your point of view, what is the relationship between the police and young black men and women?
It's a relationship of distrust. It's a relationship that really couldn't be anything except distrust. The police are out on the streets, and a part of what they're doing is just looking for ways to begin interactions with people, to give them citations, and ultimately to get money out of them. Many of these municipal budgets are based upon fining the residents of the municipality. Up to 60% of the budget.
Up to 60?
So the police operate for profit.
Right, and those fines are primarily coming from what? From traffic fines?
Well, traffic fines, but also increasingly other sagging pants violation.
That's a crime.
Manner of walking violation.
No, you can't go so bad. Hang on, is that a crime
serious.
in certain municipalities?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And what's the fine for sagging pants?
$200 would be a regular fine. Anytime that there's a group of young black men walking down the street, they can issue a manner of walking citation.
That's unbelievable.
So, there's that level of distrust.
As a legal aid lawyer, Brendan's bread and butter work is defending poor people on minor offences in court. I'm going to ride along with him to find out just who these people are and what they're accused of.
Do you know what, just walking on the street with you right now is making me think about the pants sagging law, because technically right now,
oh yeah,
I'm sagging.
Oh yeah.
So would I have been
you'd
arrested or fined for that?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then if you missed your court date because you didn't have enough money to make the payment, you go to jail.
For this?
Yeah, yeah. Until you came up with the cash to buy your way out of jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really,
That's why
really
I don't sag.
Well, luckily I'm from the UK, so sag. Do you think the system has been set up in a certain way to take advantage of African Americans?
Well, from the very beginning of this country, it was designed to take advantage of African Americans. So there are just changing ways of doing this. We have, in St. Louis County, we have 90 municipalities.
90. And just to break that down, that would mean that there's 90 police forces, 90 different
Some of them share some of those. So there's, I think currently there are 56 police departments.
Wow. Okay, so can you explain to me just how that affects the courts?
We talk about there are 90 cities, towns, villages, and 83 or 84 of them, depending on the week, have their own court. And those courts are all part-time. There are no full-time. That means the judge comes out to City Hall or to the police station or to the high school gymnasium or wherever court is held once a month, twice a month, and they have a giant, what we call docket. Oftentimes there will be 300-400 people on a docket.
And these are all different cases that they have to deal with?
All different cases, but all minor. No serious cases. High grass, speeding, driving with a suspended license, sagging pants, that sort of stuff. And it's very common to go to a town that is 88, 90% African American. The judge is white, the prosecutor is white, the clerk is white, every police officer in the room is white, and every defendant is black. And so it looks like apartheid South Africa. It sounds like an exaggeration, but the optics, that's what it looks like.
So is this the court? It's the middle school just over here on the left?
This is the court.
And it's in a middle school?
Yeah.
And the lot looks pretty full.
Yeah, hundreds.
So who is it you're representing today?
So I'm representing a young man who's sort of a classic story. The way this usually works is People start off with a driver's license, they start off with a title in their car, and everything's good, and then they get pulled over, usually for speeding or something minor, and you'll get a fine, and the fine is, let's say, $200. If you don't make the payment, two things happen. You get a warrant, so next time you get pulled over, you're going to get arrested, and your driver's license gets automatically suspended. So now, it's a week later, and you're driving, and let's say you blow a red light. You go through a red light. You get pulled over. You're in a different town. You're going to get a ticket for that red light. You're going to get a ticket for driving while suspended. And you're going to get taken to jail. And once you bond out of that jail, you're going to get taken to the jail that initially gave you the warrant. You probably owe $600 to $1,000, and you've got a new court date to make a payment. And the chances are you're not going to have that money. And so it just spirals. I have clients that owe $5,000 to these courts and who spend, on the installment plan, months in jail.
Well, it's almost like a bad joke.
Right.
And the people at the butt of the joke are poor African Americans.
Right. And your girlfriend doesn't have the money, and you don't know if you'll ever get out. And if you already suffer from depression, you know, how does that end? I mean, that's where it stops being funny.
So will this young man actually be in court today, or is he just here on his behalf?
He will not. Once you have a lawyer, you don't even have to come.
And all of the people that are in there on their own right now
are people who do not have lawyers.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for clearing so many things up. Best of luck with the court.
Thank you.
And sure enough, every single person who turns up over the next 10 minutes is black.
You know, so many people have told me that if you commit a crime, you should be punished for it. Well, it would appear that the only people that commit crimes here are black people.
It seemed incredible to me that in a country with a black president, this type of racial bias has been allowed to go unchecked for so long.
To be treated differently is something that I haven't experienced on a grand scale as a British black man. I have had issues with the police. I have had minor issues throughout my life, minor issues where there is no other way to put it than, okay, that person's prejudice. But to feel that the system is against you, to feel that the laws are weighed against you, that is the thing that is really making me sad about being here. And that is the thing that I'm really struggling to get to grips with. And it makes you think, you know, I mean, first and foremost, I'm not wagging the finger and I'm not blaming or painting everybody with the same brush. But you have to ask the question, how does that affect the way that black people are policed in a predominantly black area with a predominantly white police force?